Maryborough Castlemaine District Football Netball League netball show. First one for the year. I'm Grace Bibby and I'm here with Yeendy. How are you, mate?
Oh, pup, mate. Ready to go for a big weekend in netball after a really good, successful opening round one.
Yeah, it was a good opening round. A few interesting results. Interesting weather too, which always plays into the hands of goalers, not?
Yeah. Well, and there's quite a few high-scoring games over the course of the weekend as well. Don't know about the shooting percentages, but there's quite a few high-scoring games in tough conditions. But we did see a few good games as well, which certainly made things interesting.
Certainly did. So we'll kick off the games for round two. So we've got Avoca against Royal Park. Avoca obviously had a loss last week. Do you think they can bounce back?
Well, I had a bit of a look at them against Trentham, and they'll be disappointed with that one, Avoca, because they did start strongly and they were up in the third term, but Trentham overrun them with their experience in basically the last half of the game to win that one in a very tight encounter in very blustery conditions. So no doubt Avoca will be pretty disappointed with that, but they'll be looking to bounce back, and I think they've got the talent on the court to be able to do that on the day, which will be good for them.
So you're going with Avoca?
Yeah, I think so, because Denali did take down Royal Park last weekend by 28 goals. I think it's just they've got a lot of work to do, Royal Park, and I just think that they'll need to keep sort of persisting, and I don't think it's going to be that weak for them. There was a lot of potential from Avoca against the reigning premiers to bounce back and record a win this weekend.
No worries. And we've got Maldon taking on Maryborough Rovers. Maldon had a good win last week. They look up and about after one round. What are you thinking about their second round matchup? Yeah,
well, to take down Campbell's Creek by 30 goals, very good, well-polished performance by them, virtually doubled the score. So they're looking really good. Rovers, the reigning grand finalists, did go down to Trentham in the grand final last year. They come into some pretty good form, even though they had a 47-goal draw with Talbot on the weekend of a great performance by them. Rovers were trailing for much of the day, and they did come back late in the second half to force that draw. So they're going with a little bit of confidence. Again, I think it'd be tough to go against the reigning grand finalists. They've had a bit of a change in their lineup in the off-season, and Maldon, full credit to them, they did have a really good effort last week. So this will be a good test for them if they can go 2-0 after this one and have Rovers sort of languishing down the bottom half of the ladder. I think it'd be really good for Maldon and probably good for the competition as well. So Maldon can have a good improved season.
Yeah, Maryborough for me too, mate. Navarre, obviously first round, bit of a shock to the system. It's not very often we see Navarre have sort of these heavy deficits against them, so they've obviously got to bounce back this week when they take on Trentham, and Trentham no easy beat either. Yeah,
it's quite scary. Navarre, it was only very recently they were at the powerhouse of the competition, and we sort of spoke about it last year. They were sort of in the middle of the road, but you can never doubt them. But to go down by 52 goals on the weekend, it's quite extraordinary that their A-grade side is sitting on the bottom of the ladder. Their senior footy side is sitting in 13th spot on the ladder. So no doubt there'll be a few shocks there. At Trentham, they played really well last week. There's no doubt about it at all. They've got some good young players coming through, and to come from behind like they did in tough conditions. Expect the conditions to be a bit better this time around. They'll be too strong for Navarre, which unfortunately the ordinary start looks to continue, at least just for this week.
Yeah, there'll be certainly shock waves going through the small little town, that's for sure. Talbot take on Natty Bialba. Obviously Talbot were in the draw last week. They'll be looking to take the points this week.
Yeah, definitely. Natty Bialba lost by 10 goals last weekend, and look, Talbot would have been very happy with that performance against the Rovers. They were probably disappointed they didn't get the job done, but saying that they did beat draw with a really good side on the big stage, and they can take that full of confidence. They're probably going to be a little bit too strong here though. Natty Bialba, they're a very good side, and they're very capable of bouncing back, but maybe not this week.
Yeah. Lexington take on Carisbrook.
Well, Lexington were the ones that took down the Swannies on the weekend, and Carisbrook just flexed their muscles. I don't think there hasn't been a performance like that in a long time. Holding a powerhouse team to less than 10 goals is quite remarkable. So Carisbrook, they'll definitely take some beating. It's certainly going to be a good show for them. At Lexington, they showed some good fight last week, but Carisbrook, yeah, they've already showed that they are one of the teams better ready in 2018.
Yeah, I agree. Campbell's Creek take on Harcourt. What are your thoughts on that one, mate?
Looking forward to seeing how this one goes. Harcourt going in with some really good form. Campbell's Creek, unfortunately, having that 30-goal loss on the weekend really hurts them. But they will be hosting. Expect a big crowd around there for that one there. Harcourt did enjoy a good 21-goal win against Newstead, one of their rivals there. I think Harcourt will continue on with that form.
And speaking of Newstead, they take on Denali to round out round 2.
Yeah, Denali had a very good win on the weekend. They were one of the good sleeping giants last year. They had a pretty good season. They'll be quite happy with last year, and looking forward for them to continue that this year. To get on a really big winning note against Royal Park's really good for them. Newstead, unfortunately, it looks like they may be at 0-2, but hopefully they can put in a really close game. But I think Denali will be too strong.
Beautiful. Thanks for that, Yeendy. As always, it's a pleasure, and good luck to everyone in round 2.